A deadly flu capable of killing thousands is rapidly spreading across the world. The frontline? How is Russia dropping aerial bombs on residential neighborhoods? No food or water, but still sent to the special military operation. Once again, conscripts are being rounded up across Russia. More than half of Russia's prosthetics are purchased from unfriendly countries. In Krasnoyarsk, a performance by an Uzbek singer was interrupted by riot police. Oman, the Saratov oil refinery after a series of explosions. Hackers have hacked TV channels in Crimea. Herman Gref deceived Putin. Hello everyone, my name is Yulia Kort and this is the program In Trend. Every day we bring you the latest news, show interesting videos and debunk fakes. To see Ukraine die of thirst or drink water from roots while another Russian bites the dust above you. This is the reality of Putin's so-called special military operation.
I'm here basically, just so you know, showing how I collect water. See, I've got a little spoon here, the root is dripping, you do it like this. Then here's another cup standing by.
The music didn't play here for long and Vanya didn't fight for long. This is exactly what feedback from the Russian liberators looks like.
Kupiansk direction checking in. Half the group. Only one left, we're pulling back completely. Gloomy brother is fine, just a couple of guys left to reach the yellow zone.
The Mouse brothers are heading home, but there's no guarantee they'll make it back in one piece. This is Konstantinovka, Donetsk region. An enemy FPV drone films from close range as 3 500-kilogram aerial bombs hit an apartment building in the city. A similar video was shot by the occupiers in the city of Mirnograd near Pokrovsk. A Russian strike with 3 FRB-250 bombs. A video appeared on Russian Telegram channels. They say this is the entry of enemy troops into Pokrovsk from the direction of Donetsk. And this is what liberated Avdiivka looks like. Donetsk is only 15 kilometers away. And for the second year now, the city has looked like this since the arrival of the so-called Russian world. And this isn't Chernobyl after the 1986 disaster. This is the city of Vovchansk in the Kharkiv region, which has been almost completely destroyed. There are no buildings left, no infrastructure, no people either. Meanwhile, Russian propaganda is working. A new story from the category of crucified boys. Rosmi writes that the Ukrainian armed forces have begun attaching villas coated with poison to drones. Russians from such injections die in agony. Wait, we'll soon attach another rake to make sure. In Russia, they're once again rounding up conscripts. Raids have started simultaneously in 3 cities, Moscow, Kazan, and Khabarovsk. In Moscow, police are stopping young men at metro entrances and checking their documents. Through the new unified conscription center, they can even take people who aren't local. In Kazan, the traffic police are stopping intercity minibuses and checking passengers for military service obligations. In Khabarovsk, a conscript was held at the draft center even though he had an intestinal infection against the recommendation of a civilian doctor. Putin says there's supposedly no mobilization. Or is he lying again? But the truth is obvious, don't you think? Write your thoughts. Here's a vivid example of how they're gathering cannon fodder all across the country. In Krasnoyarsk, a performance by an Uzbek singer was interrupted by Oman, riot police. An evening of music turned into a large-scale document check. 210 foreign nationals were identified. 26 people were taken to the station for further investigation. 8 were in Russia illegally. 19 administrative and 3 criminal cases have been initiated.
Good evening, citizens and guests of the Russian Federation. Please listen to me carefully. This is the police from the main directorate of the Migration Department of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Russia for the Krasnoyarsk territory. Everyone present here must provide their documents for inspection. I ask you to remain calm.
Now we will check.
If everything is in order. Yes, hello, Commission. Could you please kindly provide me with, thank you.
And so the day ended with a total migration check. And for some, it ended with signing a contract for the special military operation. The Special Operations Forces announced another strike on the Gvardeyskaya oil depot in annexed Crimea. Special Operations Forces drones hit a pumping station on the territory of the oil depot. It is an important element of the fuel and logistics system of the occupying authorities in Crimea, supplying enemy military facilities and transport. And here is the Saratov oil refinery. After a series of explosions, a large-scale fire broke out.
It's burning, you see, a kilometer away. No, it really is burning.
In the morning, explosions were also heard in Saratov. The Feodosia Marine Oil Terminal. There too, fuel storage tanks were hit, as well as targets in the occupied part of Donbas, a train of MTZ in Donetsk, and a concentration of troops near Oshretina. Z-patriots have admitted that Russia cannot be protected. Air defense is not as effective as their propaganda claimed. He gave a clear answer to the question of why Ukrainian drones reach Moscow. I think the answer, Russians are really not going to like it.
These things, they fly quite low, and artificial intelligence actively helps them plot routes in such a way that our radar never detects them at any point. Well, let's say, even if it does detect them. Then the question arises, what do we use to shoot it down? Because the means of destruction we have are excellent, they will definitely shoot it down, but the thing is, those systems cost 10 times more than the drone itself. And there are only a limited number of them. If, for example, tomorrow more of these drones arrive than there are, say, rounds in that very system, what happens then?
Small, cheap, maneuverable, they're hard to detect and expensive to shoot down. And he also says that Russia is too big and it's impossible to protect all of it from little Ukraine. And he stated the main point. There will be even more Ukrainian drones on Russian territory. More. How do you like that truth, Russians? Write in the comments. Ukrainian hackers didn't just use drones, they hacked TV channels in Crimea. A typical propaganda news segment was replaced by a mysterious announcement about the return of the Ukrainian armed forces to the peninsula. We are close, the news says. I was able to realize myself in this field and will continue to do so. Students who have already completed 2 years at civilian university departments and faculties will be able to join the ranks of cadets. Lectures will begin soon.
The time has come. We are the Ukrainian Air Assault Forces. We are going to where this war began. Crimea, get ready. We are close. And
they're just feeding him lies. Herman Gref told Putin that facial payment technology exists nowhere else in the world except Russia.
We have to develop our own technologies. Technologies that don't exist anywhere else in the world yet. There are 2 technologies that are still absent worldwide. One of them is facial payment. We have 1.3 million terminals in the country where you can pay with your face. And we called it vzhok because it's very fast.
You really have to be disgusting to lie like that. Although you could easily fool that bunker dweller. But why does Putin need the truth when he has no analogs claims? Soon they'll be saying that medicines, cars, and basically everything are purely Russian inventions. And the old man will believe it.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine today. Join us now.
The deadly H3N2 flu, which can kill thousands of people, is rapidly spreading across the world. British hospitals are filled with patients. Waiting times for treatment are increasing. And the healthcare system is facing record pressure. The virus has mutated 7 times. It has become more aggressive, and the vaccine developed in February may not provide full protection. Doctors know that this winter will be one of the toughest the healthcare service has ever faced. And here comes another promise. These are the kinds of fairy tales told by Parasha TV. 9 schools with swimming pools and supposedly Russian language instruction will be built in Kyrgyzstan in the coming years. This is a report about how the construction site was visited by the Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation.
9 general education schools with instruction in Russian will be built in Kyrgyzstan over the next few years. Today, Deputy Prime Minister Alexei Verchuk visited the construction site of one of them. The school in Bishkek will open its doors to students on September 1st, 2027.
Literally just last week, construction officially commenced on a brand new general education school for 1,224 students. It will be a modern school equipped with a very up-to-date auditorium. 2 swimming pools are planned, as well as sports halls. A full-scale football field is planned.
Right? Taking away from your own children to give to others. Just like in Mariupol, people have nowhere to live, but they're building schools. It's not clear for whom. Well, what do you think? What's the situation with schools in your region? Have any renovations been done? What do the roads look like? Is there street lighting? Write in the comments. And don't forget to like this video. And be sure to sub so you don't miss anything interesting. They promise them high positions and respect. But in reality, 25% of disabled veterans aren't even employed. This was stated by an auditor of the accounts chamber. In addition, she said that more than half of the prosthetics are purchased from unfriendly countries, while domestic import substitution projects worth 850 billion are barely moving forward.
Everything related to our important topics in general. Prosthetics we buy from countries that are at war with us. And 850 billion is allocated for import substitution. Now we're starting an inspection, and we will definitely look into this in detail.
Putin's envoy in the Urals, Artem Zhoga, proposed creating a marriage agency for participants in the war in Ukraine. According to him, the project will help with rehabilitation. At the Ural Patriot Forum, Zhoga instructed activists to take up the initiative, explaining it as follows. You understand yourselves, family relationships, love and all that. These are complicated matters and they require a special approach. Thus, finding wives for the heroes of the special military operation has now officially become part of the state program for patriotic education and social adaptation. The Kremlin understands but does not say out loud that hundreds of thousands have died. Russia has lost its young men, the birth rate is falling, and so unofficial campaigning is being carried out in hospitals. But in some cases, things don't go according to Putin's plan. In a Perm hospital, a doctor accused new mothers of reproducing for money.
Who knows, maybe at some point in the future, perhaps you'll want to have another child. For money? You sure are reproducing a lot these days. We're giving birth for money. Yes, good for you. And most of them, I won't say it outright, by the way, they do it too. Yes, and for money. My husband works in this field. Good for you. They get benefits. Good for you. It's encouraging that there are still women like that.
When a woman replied that she doesn't receive any payments upon the birth of a child, the doctor unexpectedly praised her for her conscious approach. The Ministry of Health of the Perm region stated that the doctor was given a talk about the rules of medical ethics. Birth rates in Russia are indeed hitting historic lows. According to a demographer, such low numbers haven't been seen since the time of Emperor Paul. In the Tokyo subway, as part of the It Happens on PlayStation 5 advertising campaign celebrating the console's 5th anniversary, a cute ad was launched featuring a sumo wrestler protecting a kitten from a train. It looks really cute. I suggest we take a look. Attention! 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 This is an important announcement. Please pay close attention. To be continued. Import substitution Russian style is when things go like this. The experiment with producing Baikal-M processors was deemed successful and shut down. In recent years, there were attempts to set up mass production at the plant in Kaliningrad. However, due to a shortage of components, the project had to be stopped. Of course, it's not the developers' fault, but the sanctions. Well, of course, Russia has everything it needs and doesn't need the West at all. Yeah, exactly. And while people are being deceived, sent off to war, forced to survive under shortages of money and sanctions, Russian oligarchs are once again talking about how important they are. Listen to how Putin's friends' speeches are commented on by those directly affected.
What's going on?
Gazprom is the national treasure of everyone.
Really? Even so? Interesting start.
But right now we're going through tough times.
What's wrong? Did they raise the utility bills in London?
Gazprom's debt for last year amounts to 6 trillion rubles. And
Why the hell did you lend out so much? Or is that the total tally of missing lighters at store checkouts? But
this is our collective debt, the debt of every citizen.
seriously? And your houses, apartments and cars in Europe and America, are those collective now too? Unfortunately,
The fat years are gone.
can't buy 2 houses and 3 yachts a year anymore. And
It's time to help.
I agree with that. After all, you helped the people for so many years. You used to give people a percentage from oil and gas sales, just like they do in Dubai. Or not?
Saving the national treasure is the most important thing.
Which one exactly? Your villas and apartments in the West, they're national treasures now too, right? After all, they were bought with money from the national treasure.
Social programs can wait.
Agreed. And you should stop paying salaries, pensions and scholarships until people pay off their debt. Everyone's in for the big life, but when it's time to pay debt, no one is around. But to repay the debt, no one does it.
We are all in the same boat, dear compatriots.
Only the boats are a little different. Some have a 100-meter yacht, while others have a raft made of inflatable bottles.